Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first of the US presidential election debates. I am your moderator, Chip McCord. Yes, coming up a little bit later. I don't know how long you sat through the debate today. I managed all of about 4 minutes, so God knows what happens. Doesn't matter who wins. Either way, I think we all lose. Coming up a little bit later on the program, we've got some great music for you tonight. Once again, Bloom will be joining us, Melbourne singer-songwriter, and you stay tuned for that coming up at the end of the show. Also joining us a little bit later on, in fact, he's sitting next to me right at this moment, is Victorian Formula Ford driver Lucas Filikotzias. And Lucas, thanks for coming in.
Well, thanks for having me.
This is a preview. This is not. We're not actually talking to you now. You're just going to pretend to be talking to me now. But how was did you watch the presidential debate at all?
No, I didn't. I saw it on Facebook though.
Oh, you saw it on Facebook. Yeah. We might talk about that a little bit later. It's all changing. All the technology is changing. I realised when I saw Lucas's bio that Lucas was in fact born 2 years after the show actually started running. So this isn't the generation gap. This is like the generation chasm tonight. But we will plough through regardless. Look, every week I say it's been a big weekend in motorsport, and normally I'm not lying, but tonight I can't tell you it's been a big weekend in motorsport because, quite frankly, it wasn't, but we are sort of contractually bound to bring you the in-pit lane news, and that's what we're going to do right now. Well, hold on to your hats, everybody, and prepare to be doubly excited because Supercars Australia have released their calendar for the 2017 season. The calendar looks remarkably similar to this year's, but there is no race scheduled for Malaysia. However, Supercars CEO James Warburton has said that the company remains committed to the event and further expansion into Asia. The main change for 2017 will see the unpopular Sydney Grand Final replaced by a new street race in the northern seaside city of Newcastle. Having failed to capture the heart of the fickle Sydney sporting public, Supercars will head north to Newcastle to end the 2017 season. New South Wales Premier Mike Baird made the announcement this morning in the New South Wales regional city.
Well, incredibly important announcement, the V8 Supercars, one of the great sporting events across the country. And obviously we have a new event right here in Newcastle. So bringing the Supercars to Newcastle for 5 years from next year, which is going to be fantastic here. I mean, locals have a chance to come and see their stars in action. Great for the local economy and enables us to showcase Newcastle to the world.
Supercars CEO James Warburton was of course delighted to find a new home for the championship's final round after years of struggling to get a crowd to the unloved Homebush circuit.
Oh, I think for us, to have a fitting finale and to have something that is going to be truly spectacular as a street race, we're very fortunate in terms of what we have, and this will be one of the best events on the calendar.
Supercar drivers Mark Winterbottom, James Courtney and Chaz Mostert also attended the launch, and they were, of course, full of excitement for the brand new event.
The track looks good. It's nice to come and see it in its raw aspect where you can sort of see where the corners are going to go and still have a little bit of probably impact into corner profiles and stuff like that. So to see it go up through the buildings and then to come along through the parkland to finish, it's sort of got every aspect that a street circuit wants, and it is a genuine city race. We go right through the buildings, and that it's going to feel like the cars are doing 400k an hour. It's going to feel quick, it's going to look like an incredible spectacle, and it's going to be a good track for racing. And for us, we're licking our lips. We just want to get here, so we'll finish off what we've got to do, and in 12 months' time, this will be one of the mega events.
Yeah, I think it's going to be massive for our sport. Newcastle seems to be a little bit starved of motorsport up this way, so I think it's going to be great. It's showcase the city. The track looks really exciting with the elevation change, racing into the city up and then coming back down. Some fast sweeping corners on the way back down out of the city, so it's it looks really exciting. Looks like there could be quite a bit of passing throughout the circuit as well, and to finish off with 500 to 50k races here will be massive. I think walking around town this morning, just having a look at where the track is and the amount of people that are excited already that we're here, and we're over 12 months away from coming here. It's it's fantastic, not only for Newcastle but also Supercars.
it's fantastic. It's got the best of both worlds. It's got the normal circuit identity with some flowing corners here and there, and then it's also got the the really sharp 90-degree stuff you see generally on street circuits. So the plans look really exciting. It's and the way the track goes up and down in some areas around here is going to really get some attitude on these cars. It's probably going to be a bit more of a centre hub for all the fans in New South Wales to get out here and check it out, and hopefully we can get some big crowds around here to really pump up the finale and get amongst it.
Yeah, it certainly does look like a far more attractive proposition than Sydney ever was, that's for sure. Well, Nissan have revealed the livery of the wildcard entry for this year's Bathurst 1000. The car, to be driven by Simona Di Silvestro and local driver Renee Gracie, will be run by the factory-backed Kelly racing team, and testing for the pair in the new car has begun at Winton. After an early crash ended their race last year, the primary goal for the pair this year is a trouble-free run. Di Silvestro has been signed by Supercars to run in the main series over the next 2 years, but there is no confirmation yet as to what team she'll drive for. Well, Triple Eight racing pair James Lowndes and Jamie Whincup will team up for the first time since 2009 at next year's Bathurst 12 Hours. The pair will drive the Maranello Motorsport Ferrari 488 alongside regular Ferrari specialist Tony Villander. The event will be Whincup's first ever Bathurst 12-hour race and comes as something of a surprise, as the 6-time supercar champ has previously been quoted as saying he had no interest in the race or the GT3 category. The pair will face their teammate Shane Van Gisbergen, who is once again expected to be part of the Techno Team McLaren attempt at the race alongside Jono Webb. Well, Leanne Tander goes into November's final round of the Australian Formula Ford Series in the lead despite a mixed weekend at Winton. The latest round of the National Series ran at the North East Victorian track as part of the circuit's Victorian Motor Racing Championships.
Tander won the weekend's final race in Formula Ford, but the overall win for the weekend was Albury youngster Jordan Boys. Boys won the opening 2 races for the weekend to lead home Tander and Will Brown. Victor Argento in the big XB Falcon dominated the Vic V8 races. Argento won all 3 races to take the overall win from the Commodores of Michael Pitcher and Nash Harris. Andrew O'Connell, driving the ex-prancing horse AU Falcon V8 supercar, won all the Super TT races. However, the car was ineligible for points and the round win was taken by the mini challenge car of Ian McDougall. Reigning Australian Formula Ford champion Cameron Hill made a guest appearance in the Legend Car Series and won the round. He didn't have it all his own way though, finishing second to points leader Kyle Angel in the first 2 races. However, victory in races 3 and 4 gave Hill the overall win. Phil Dean won the production TT round in his AU Falcon, and Johnny Rochelle took a clean sweep in the Pulsar Challenge.
And now for our viewers on Channel 31 across Melbourne and Geelong, we're going to take a break, but when we come back we're going to be joined by our guest tonight, Victorian Formula 4 driver Lucas Filikotzias. Well, this is in pit lane. As per usual, we'll be right back. Yeah, there we are. We're back. Hello, YouTube viewers. Welcome. This is the bit where we just talk between ourselves and we don't have anybody from Channel 31 watching, so we can say whatever the fuck we like. Now, I got to explain something. During the news, we had the story of the Nissan and the silver and the new livery and all that. That would have been a perfect time to have actually had a photo of that car, wouldn't it? You'd probably think that, and of course you'd be right, because I forgot about it completely in my hurry to get here tonight. But that will be on for Melbourne viewers. If you're watching in Melbourne, watch tomorrow night, because that will be on. We'll fix that in post, as it were. But anyway, these are the joys of live television. We can't fix this in post. It's as you see it. Hope you're enjoying the program. Remember, if you are watching via our YouTube channel, please subscribe. It's really important. I don't know why it's important, but I've been told by people who should know this shit that it's actually really, really important to subscribe. Watching is great, but subscribing is better. Even if you don't like the show at all, just subscribe to be a nice human being and spread love around and make the world a better place. Okay, so subscribe. It costs you nothing. It's absolutely free. And then whenever we put something on air, you know when it's happening. But I think as our guest Lucas is sitting alongside me, I think we'll just get on with the show now, and I'll say something like, let me think. Welcome back to In Pit Lane. Well, joining us tonight is our special guest. He's a young driver who's come fresh out of karts into the world of Formula Ford. He's racing in the Victorian Formula Ford Championship, and he'll be in action at the end of October in the final round of the championship down at Phillip Island. Will you please welcome to the program Lucas Filikotzias. Lucas, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Now let's talk about the Victorian series first. Where are you in the points at the moment?
So I'm currently 4th, 8 points behind 3rd, so it's really close. All top 3 is really close.
So, I mean, is there if everybody else, if there's a Stephen Bradbury moment and everybody else falls over at Phillip Island, I mean, can you still mathematically win the championship?
I think mathematically, yes, but it's kind of out of reach. I think top 3 is achievable, but just need a bit of luck as well.
So do you like the Phillip Island circuit?
Yeah, raced there first round, Victorian Championship. Had a lot of bad luck though. Had a few of my teammates run into me. So that wasn't good fun, but yeah, it's a really nice flowing circuit. So
preparing for Formula One.
Yeah, it's good European flair to it, yeah.
So you come out of a successful career in karts. The decision to move into Formula Ford, was that automatic, or did you look at Formula 4 as well?
I had a test drive in a Formula 4 car, but Formula Ford, it's H-pad and gearbox, you got a heel toe, it's a good learning class, not a lot of grip. So yeah, we decided that's a better class to learn in than Formula 4 overall, but it's also a lot cheaper as well.
Yeah, and I suppose that's part of the appeal is you've got the opportunity to run a couple of years at a state level before you move on to that. And if you want to go to, you're still young enough. How old are you at the moment?
I just turned 18.
Just turned 18. There you are. So yeah, so you are 2 years younger than this program. So how long have you been involved in motor? What got you interested in motorsport to begin with?
Ever since I can remember, just always been involved with cars. My dad loves cars, just always loved cars, and started racing go-karts in 2011. And yeah, just went on from there. But I've always loved motorsport, always loved watching it, any types. Just always loved it.
So what are the highlights of your kart career? What was when you look back on it, what are the moments you think that was a big moment?
I won the Victorian State Cup in 2015, and also won the club championship, came 3rd in a few class titles as well. So yeah, I've had a good career in karting.
So you see a lot of the guys like Scotty McLaughlin and a few of the others, and even some of the Formula One guys, will keep their karts and they'll go back every now and again just to keep their hand in. Do you still pop back occasionally, or are you just concentrating now totally on Formula Ford?
I still have my kart, so I'd like to go back just for some fun, maybe a bit of racing, not too sure yet. But right now I'm just focusing solely on Formula Ford.
So you've got, once you get the next round of the state series, that's the final round of the CAMS Championship, but Island Magic is coming up at the end, that's a national round. Are you going to do that?
Yeah, I'm 90% sure I'm going to do that. Yeah.
And judging from what I've heard, that's going to be a really big field there.
Yeah, well, all the national rounds so far have filled a lot of Formula Ford cars, which is good. So yeah, hopefully they can keep it going. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
So what are your plans as far as next year? You've done the state series this year. You're hoping to do the national series full-time next year?
Yeah, hoping to do national series full-time next year. Yeah, so this year I did Sandown, first national race. Yeah, that was a good learning experience. But yeah, this year just Victorian series, next year national.
Because the Victorian series is a really high standard, isn't it? I mean, there's not a huge jump between the two of them.
Yeah, so a lot of the Victorian guys running at the top, like Jordan Boys, he won few races at Winton in the National Series. He's in Vic Series as well. He's always at the top. So it's not that much of a jump.
It's a pretty impressive lineup at the moment. You mentioned Jordan Boys there. Yeah. There's a few talented kids running around, but at the top of the National Series is Leanne Tander. I mean, does that sort of make them they're getting beaten by a mum?
Well, she does have a lot of experience, but yeah, it's good to see that she's still got it, and yeah.
Yes, I think we could. I think there's some of us who would say that, without being cruel, that she should be in a certain car at Bathurst. But we perhaps won't go there. But so, what's your plan? So next year nationals. What are your long-term plans? I noticed when I looked at your bio, you said amongst your interests that one of your ambitions was to race at Le Mans.
Yeah, well, that's my dream, to race at Le Mans, preferably in an LMP1 car. But it's pie in the sky sort of stuff. Hopefully, you can always dream, but realistically, I think V8 Supercars is more achievable. But yeah.
Well, it's interesting you say that because, I mean, when you look at the opportunities that are out there now for people in sports car racing, a lot of young drivers in Europe now are just ignoring the Formula One push completely now and focusing on sports cars. So have you looked at things like the Asian Le Mans series and those sorts of things? Because there's lots of opportunities coming through there.
So I'm still looking at, like, haven't made a full-on plan which series to go to yet, but GT racing's really blown up, especially in the Asian Le Mans series. There's like so many cars there now. It's a really good series to watch.
Yeah, I think that they put out their entries for this year, and I mean it's got off to a really slow start, but this year is looking really exciting. And of course, if you win the Asian Le Mans series in your class, you get an invite to Le Mans.
The big one, yeah.
So it's a big attraction, isn't it? Look, good luck. We'll see you out at Phillip Island. It's at the end of the month, October.
Yeah, end of October, I believe.
End of October. Yeah. We'll see you there. Hopefully everyone will get down. They'll come out and say hi to you. Best of luck, and hopefully we'll catch up with you in the paddock at La Circuit de la Sarthe at some stage.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Lucas Filikotzias, thanks for joining us in Pit Lane. And we're going to take away. Speaking of Le Mans, the European Le Mans series was on over the weekend. We'll be talking about that a little bit later on in the program. We've also got all the international news and some great music from local singer-songwriter Bloom. This is In Pit Lane. We'll be right back. There we are. We're on camera 4. We've got there. Yeah, thank you for that. Look, I've got to ask you before you go. I noticed in your bio as well. You said you're a fan of soccer and all. But do you have any tip at all? I mean, we're obsessed with what's happening on the weekend at the MCG. Have you got a tip for the grand final?
I really hope the Bulldogs can win. Just because they haven't had a lot of success for a long time. So I reckon they can win as well. They've beaten GWS and I think they're a really strong side. So yeah.
They seem to be on a run at the moment. They've got a really fast game.
Yeah, they're really quick with their handballs and.
Yeah, I think the one thing that could be interesting is it looks like it's going to be a lot of wet weather coming up for the rest of the week. So I'm not sure who that's going to really benefit.
Yeah, hopefully it's close, but yeah, I really hope Bulldogs win.
I think there's a couple of things we hope for. One, that it's close, and two, that the pre-match and after-match entertainment is remotely entertaining. I think it's Sting this time around.
Hopefully it's better than Meatloaf.
Yeah, it would have to be better than Meatloaf. I don't know. They seem to. I don't know why they keep getting all of these sort of retired.
Yeah.
There. I mean, for someone like you, to be Sting, who? Oh, he was with the Police. Well, what rank was he? Yeah, I mean. Yeah, who would you like to see as young? Who would you like to see there?
I really don't mind.
You're not into music?
I'm not like fussed with that. I'm just more into the game really. So.
Well, I suppose that's the main thing.
Yeah.
As we said, look, good luck with it, and good luck with the Le Mans thing. As I said, it's amazing that people come on the show and say, well, I might not get there, but we had people like Mark Webber come on the show and said, one day I'd like to drive Formula One.
Yeah, never know what could happen.
You never know what could happen. Thanks for coming in, Lucas.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okay, we're getting ready to come back and say to all of our viewers on Channel 31, welcome back to In Pit Lane. Now remember, you can watch In Pit Lane every week, Wednesday 9:30 on Channel 31 Melbourne and Geelong. You can also watch us live as we're doing it on the YouTube, In Pit Lane YouTube channel. Go to the YouTube channel. We've also got lots of highlights from previous shows. We also got extended interviews and a whole lot more. And remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Well, look, it was a fairly quiet weekend overseas. NASCAR and NHRA end-of-season spectacular continued. The European Le Mans Series went to the fabulous Spa-Francorchamps circuit in Belgium, and MotoGP raced at the Aragon track in Spain. And it's there that we'll fire up this week's In Pit Lane International Wrap.
Marc Marquez has extended his MotoGP championship lead after winning last Sunday's Aragon Grand Prix. The Honda rider took the win ahead of the battling Yamaha pair of Jorge Lorenzo and Valentino Rossi. Marquez started from pole and, after a slow start, took the lead on lap 12 to take out his 4th win of the season. The win means that Marquez has equalled the total number of wins by 5 times world champion and all-round Mr. Nice Guy Mick Doohan. Marquez now leads the championship by 52 points over Rossi, with 4 Grand Prix remaining, including the Australian Grand Prix at Phillip Island on October 23rd. Kevin Harvick won at New Hampshire in the latest round of the 2016 NASCAR Sprint Cup. Harvick started from 19th on the grid, but steadily worked his way through the pack to get up to 3rd at the halfway point. He later moved past Kyle Busch and Matt Kenseth at the final restart after Trevor Bayne hit the wall on lap 285. Harvick hung on to lead home Kenseth with Kyle Busch in 3rd. A big weekend for Audi in the DTM with a 1-2 at the Hungaroring. Matthias Ekstrom in his final DTM race for the year went out on a high with a dominant victory over teammate Adrian Tambay. BMW's Antonio Felix da Costa was handed 3rd place after Danny Juncadella was disqualified for a ride height infringement. Series leader Marco Wittmann was also disqualified from the race for the same offence. Both teams are appealing. Sean Langdon powered to a 3.798 second pass to defeat 8 times world champion Tony Schumacher in the top fuel final of the NHRA Midwest Nationals at Gateway Motorsports Park. In funny car, Jack Beckman posted a 3.98 at 522.24 kilometres an hour in his Dodge Charger to beat Tommy Johnson Jr. And Alex Lachlan took out his first career victory by powering his Camaro to a 6.61 second pass to beat Beau Butner. And the Dragon Speed team of Nicolas Lapierre, Ben Handley and Heinrich Edman have won the 4 hours of Spa-Francorchamps to take the USA team's debut European Le Mans Series victory. Belgium team WRT was second on their ELMS debut, while championship leaders Thierry by TDS Racing extended their championship lead to 14 points over G-Drive Racing with a 3rd place. Graf Racing took out their second LMP3 victory in a row, while 2nd place was good enough to secure the LMP3 driver and team titles to United Autosports with Alex Brundle, Mike Gauch and Christian England. And JMW Motorsport took their 3rd win in a row in LMGTE. The win means that the UK team can't finish lower than 2nd place, which means that they've secured an automatic invitation to the 2017 Le Mans 24-hour race.
And Le Mans does seem to be something of a theme tonight, because just before we went to air, we've learnt the news that it is now official. BMW will return to Le Mans 24-hour in 2018. Though with a GT, unfortunately not an LMP1 car, but a GTE car. Based on what platform, we're not entirely sure yet, but when you consider what's happening in GTE, that's going to be BMW versus Ford versus Chevrolet versus Porsche versus Aston Martin, and who knows who else might happen to pop up. There's certainly lots of rumours around that some of the GT3 people like Nissan and others might end up back there in GTE as well. So as we sort of said a few times, sports car racing is absolutely booming all around the world. Speaking of that, I can sort of reveal that for our viewers on Channel 31 and also on YouTube, that on Melbourne Cup Week, which is November the 1st and November the 2nd, we're going to have a special edition of In Pit Lane. The crew don't even know about this yet. I'm breaking this news to them. You'll hear screams of panic in a moment, because we're going to do a show from Porsche Cars Australia, and we're going to talk with their head of motorsport, Paul Ellis, about the place of Porsche and motorsport in the whole sort of background of Porsche. They've been supporting the sport for many years. Now, next week on the show, more young racers. We're going to be joined by young Victorian kart racer Hugh Barter, and he's looking at heading to Italy for his first major international event, which is coming up in Venice very soon. And also, yes, the Rotex Max World Finals. And he's even younger than our guest tonight was, so I'm going to have to get that working with children clearance done pretty quickly. Now tonight, Melbourne singer-songwriter Bloom. You can find her on her Facebook page, which is Bloom Music Official, and also she's at Bandcamp, bandcamp.com releases, and you can see her live at Kelly's Bar and Kitchen at the Mount Dandenong Tourist Road in Olinda on October 21st. But right now she's performing for us tonight with her latest song, Capture. So until we see you next week on In Pit Lane, from all of us here, it's good night, and here's Bloom with Capture. Good night.
Well, I have been sanity and insecurity. Well, I cannot leave. Please don't give up on me, 'cause surely this could be, it would be lose. Well, I'm lost in those eyes, confounded by those walls. So squeeze